My story. The Little Misfit That Could. An Author's Journey by Christina Schramm. I write stories about misfits because I'm a misfit myself. Growing up, I wasn't popular, I was painfully shy, I had braces and pimples, and my wardrobe consisted of my siblings, and sometimes my brothers' hand-me-downs. In terms of social casting, I was dead girl walking. Well aware of these marks against me, I did everything I could to avoid being a target for bullies. I laid so low that I disappeared. People didn't even know I was around, which was fine by me, because what you can't see, you can't judge. Over time, I transformed myself into the stone-faced girl, giving nothing away, appearing bland and dull as the walls around me. But on the inside, it was a different story. In my mind, a world existed that bubbled and seethed and grew and soared and dared to be different. Despite everything, including a self-image that was sometimes more cruel than the meanest bully, I truly thought I could be somebody. I came to believe that if I did great things, I'd get noticed in a good way and people wouldn't see all my defects and imperfections. I believed I could be more than what I was, a tiny speck amongst the stars. It was sometime around junior high that I decided that I wanted to be one of those stars myself. And for someone with miserably low self-esteem, I dreamed awful big. The key was to put those dreams into practice. Unfortunately, up to that point, my greatest achievements were winning a Three Musketeers in a race at my church and beating a bunch of arrogant boys in a tomahawk throwing contest. Despite this inauspicious start, I was determined to make a go of it. Joining the basketball team was my first attempt at superstardom. Despite being one of the shortest people in my grade and having only a dirt basketball court with a wood backboard nailed to 2 wobbly pine tree poles on which to practice, I decided I was going to be the next Larry Bird. But success, fickle creature that she is, didn't exactly happen overnight. To cover my bases, I decided to be a good student too. I figured if I studied hard enough, maybe I'd be the next Einstein. Until that happened, I made sure to work on my dream of becoming a celebrated author by writing lots of bad poems, several sentimental short stories, and endless frustrated journal entries that nobody read. Still, I didn't give up. Year after year, I worked to better myself. But despite all my hard work, nothing happened. Certainly not superstardom. Until my senior year. That fall, my English teacher sent 2 pieces of my work to a high school literary magazine, and they accepted both out of 10,000 submissions. They then awarded the Scotty Award to 100 of the best pieces, and one of my short stories was included in that illustrious group. In basketball, I sunk the winning 3-point shot against our rivals, whom we hadn't beaten in 5 years. I was later voted team and conference MVP and received more basketball-related accolades than I could ever have imagined existed. And finally, after starting out the year as salutatorian, I earned all A's for the entire school year, even in my much-hated statistics class, and graduated valedictorian. I might not have been a real superstar, but I felt like one. And that, as it turned out, was good enough for me. My later successes, though certainly less glamorous, were even more meaningful to me. While earning a PhD in counseling psychology, I taught college courses, gave speeches, worked on committees, participated in panel discussions and debates, presented workshops, and counseled clients of all ages. Most recently, after giving birth and staying home to raise 3 great boys, I published my first book, The Chronicles of Anador the Prophecies, a young adult fantasy about a teenage girl who struggles with a secret power that threatens to make her an outcast forever. My transformation from a self-hater into a self-respecter wasn't easy, but it was worth every sacrifice. I chose to make a different life for myself, to show the world and myself that I had something to offer. And that's why I write the books that I do. Fantastical adventures starring underdogs and misfits who overcome obstacles to achieve a better life. My characters represent the person I've always aimed to be, living a life I've always strived to live, full of courage, adventure, and limitless magical worlds. My hope is to show through my stories and characters that anything is possible, even becoming a superstar. Today I put my heart and soul into writing and being an author. I'm on Facebook and Twitter, have my own website with awesome book trailers and a blog. I've done blog talk radio interviews and run several workshops at libraries and schools. I edit and read other authors' works. I've done numerous book signings and book fairs, and am happiest when I can read from my work. I'm a planning committee and board member for New Hampshire AuthorFest, a nonprofit organization bringing authors together to promote literacy. I'm also involved in several writers' associations and attend writing workshops throughout the year. While I never attained the status of an Einstein or a Larry Bird, I did achieve my dream of becoming an author. I haven't given up on those other two dreams, though. Well, okay, maybe the Einstein part. But when I'm playing pickup basketball games at the gym, I feel like I could still be a bird and soar high above the rest.